Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Cozy Spellboard, where we're gonna try to make every game a little cozier and a little bit more magical. So for today's video, I'm actually very excited because we're doing the second part of what if D&D classes played board games, what their favorite games would be, what mechanics would they like, and today we're doing 4 more, but that will leave us with 6 if I'm not wrong. So I don't know if I will do 2 more videos with 3 classes each or 1 more with 6 and we're gonna just pack everything together. But let's just dive into it because I'm actually I cannot wait. I've been wanting to make this video for a very long time and finally we're doing it. Anyways, let's start with the first class. Now I love like barbarians in a party. I don't think I'm very good at playing a barbarian, even though I have kind of a couple of OCs, like original characters that I would like to develop, and some of them are barbarians, but in a very different way. Like one of them is a halfling, which I think it's amazing, like a barbarian halfling, it's just so cute. And but what I love about barbarians is they are the chaos that they bring, but it's like always a good chaos, and that's why I think their favorite mechanic would be probably just chucking dice and fighting in a very fun way. So my picks and what I think would be like the favorite games, it's probably Dice Throne, Kings of Tokyo, Battle of the Gods. And I think their favorite is Battle of the Gods. I think that it is a perfect game for them. Like a game that truly embodies the essence of a barbarian. First of all, it's a beautiful game, and the minis in that game are amazing, and I feel like the barbarian would feel so powerful moving their minis around the arena. It's basically an arena battle, and then you can do like all versus one, or you can choose to do like a team based, and you're just tucking dice, you're gaining powers, you're getting more powerful, and you get to like reroll your dice. You're playing champions for like the Norse mythology, and they are so badass. I feel like a barbarian would totally love to feel that type of power. I think for Kings of Duel, you're just trying to be the king of Tokyo. Did I say King of Duel? I meant Kings of Tokyo, like King of Tokyo. Same thing for King of Tokyo. You're literally trying to be King of Tokyo by rolling the dice and see if you get victory points, if you get an attack, or if you can heal, and fighting others. And like the cool thing with King of Tokyo is that you can either win by gaining like 20 victory points, something like that, or by be the only survivor and becoming the King of Tokyo. And of course the barbarian would love just to be the survivor and have killed them all. You get to play like as mutant monsters, like huge robots and aliens, and they love all this weird stuff, and they would thrive in those kind of games. And also, of course, Dice of Throne. I think it's a little bit more, you get a little bit more strategy, because it's like more Yahtzee based, so you get to, based on the combos of dice you get, you can activate different powers, and each character has their specific abilities. The asymmetry is much deeper between characters, and they would love to try them all. Of course, they would have their favorites, but yeah, I totally dice chucking is their thing, and they love that, and they are very lucky as well. I don't think that's why they love the chaos, because kind of always luck is always on their side, so that's why they love that so much. And I was thinking about also like dice miner, they would love that just for the quantity of dice that you get through to throw, especially moving like to the end of the game. When you collect all the dice, they're not actually fighting, but they kind of like dice miner, like a more relaxed kind of game where you get to just roll a bunch of dice all together. Of course, the first thing that came to my mind was also Blood Rage, because, you know, rage, and they totally love that game, but I feel like the embodiment of Barbarian is just chaos, and for me, dice chucking gives that experience in the perfect way. Let's move on to the Artificer. Artificer. Artificer?
Artificer.
Artificer. Artificer. Can I have American, please?
Artificer. Artificer.
Artificer. Doesn't sound like a word anymore. Artificer. Artificer. Okay. Let's talk about the Artificer. The Artificer, it's another one of my favorite classes to play. Mainly because of the lore, and I think they reintroduced the Artificer in the 5th edition, like with the Aberrant's Player's Guide, and they had like the old setting, like steampunk setting, and I love that. But I feel like the Artificer can be played in a very in such different ways. They can be crazy or very serious. I don't know. I just really love them. I played a character like for a one shot that was called Astrid, and she was very, very cute. I really liked it. She was an halfling. I love halflings. But yeah, she was very, very cute. She was this Artificer, and she was just very focused on their studies, and she was very timid, but at the same time, when she had like an argument that she was very passionate about, she would like just stop. She just wouldn't stop talking about it. And anyways, what I think an Artificer would like, it's of course recipe fulfillment. They strive for that. They love gathering resources and making potions or making recipes. They love that kind of stuff. And like the most obvious answer that came to my mind, of course, potion explosions. You get to collect the marbles that are very cute, and they love that, but there are actually ingredients, and with those ingredients you can complete your potions, and then you get the powers from the potions, and then they get to like the ingredients can explode, and then if they explode, you can gather them all, and they will feel amazing doing that. So potion explosion, basic choice, but very clearly it's what they like. And I'm also thinking like their mood is all over the place. Sometimes they are feeling chaotic, sometimes they're feeling serious and studious. Other times they are feeling a little bit more cozy, like they want to enjoy their afternoon. But at the end of the day, what they like is just collecting resources and mixing them together to create a perfect thing. It could be like in Coffee Rush, the perfect coffee for their clients, or in Wild Gardens, the perfect recipe for some other clients, but you get to do that in a beautiful setting. You're collecting mushrooms and flowers. In Coffee Rush, if they want to scratch that part of their brain that is telling them to just accomplish things, one thing after the other, and they need to feel that rush, they would play Coffee Rush. And if they're feeling a little bit more serious, like in a more serious mood, they would probably go for something like Distilled. It's a little bit more crunchy, a little bit more complex, but they like collecting and buying those elements, and there's a little bit a slightly element of push your luck that they like, because I will also say they also like that push your luck element, something like bag building, like Quacks of Quedlinburg. You're building your bag and you're trying to brew like this potion. I think that's kind of the theme. I don't remember because I do not enjoy very much Quacks of Quedlinburg, but the Artificer would. And I think probably on that same line, if they would also, I don't know, tell me, you tell me, because I was thinking about Wonderland's War because of that like push your like element. But I'm not 100% sure that they would like it. Maybe a certain type of Artificer would like that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like I'm feeling like a Changeling Artificer would like that game. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you think. And I was also thinking that they are another class. I also said, like, I think the Rogue in the previous video. They're another class that would really enjoy playing solo. And because basically all of these games have a solo mode, and I realized that after, I think besides Quacks of Quedlinburg, and I said that right, and Words of Wonderland, I don't think they have a solo mode. Yeah, they don't. And I think also that since they are very down for a good invention, if you probably just gave them like a bag and some chips and maybe a board, or even not that, they could come up with pretty good games on the spot. I feel like they would be a good games designers for like quick and filler games. They would be very good at it. Moving on to the Ranger. I feel like the Ranger gets overlooked a lot, but they're so fun. Every time I think about a Ranger, I think about Robin Hood. I don't know why. Well, there are like 1,000 board games based on Robin Hood. We're not gonna talk about that. I feel like the Ranger as well, it's another class that really enjoys board games when they are stuck inside. Like if they are not able to get out and to at least get a walk in the forest or in a park or something like that. If they have to stay at home and they have to stay in like a confined space, that's the perfect time to play board games. They don't love just one specific mechanism. They love exploration. Just exploration. It doesn't matter in what way they like that, but they love, like, cartographers. It's a flip and right tile placement, but they like that because they feel like they're exploring and they're discovering new land, and they're actually like rearranging the territories, not like rearranging, but placing the territories in a kind of way that it's perfect and it's more efficient, and there are fighting monsters along the way. They love the theme of cartographers. If they want a more cozy and peaceful experience, they would totally gravitate toward parks and explore national parks, and they would be amazing at that game. They would probably always beat everybody, but the art and the illustration would totally make their eyes and their heart happy. And when there are animals in the art, they would thrive. Or if they are feeling a little bit more adventurous and they want to feel like they are in a mission, they're doing a campaign, but they are actually just stuck at home, they would probably go for Too Many Bones. They like those campaign-driven games when you get to feel like you're living an adventure. Bonus points if it's in a forest and in nature and not in a dungeon, but also a different type of campaign a different type of game that I feel like they would like. It's Final Girl. I see the Rangers as a very selfless class. They like to help people. They like to guide people into the unknown and save them. And I feel like Final Girl, they really would focus on saving those victims, and it feels like an adventure, and they want to win against the bad guy, the monster. If they're playing this game and they don't win, it would crush their soul. And of course, I have to say it, they love the theme of Lost Ruins of Arnak. They hate playing it probably, but they keep playing it because they want to discover new places, and they just like that. I'm throwing a lot of ideas here just because I feel like they love so many different games. They would probably be as well very obsessed with Root, and they would play as the, how do you say that in English? They would love to play as the Alliance. That's their favorite faction to play, and they love it, and they also love it because the meeples are extremely cute, and they like cute things, I would say. Cute animals, specifically. Cute critters. Next and last class, actually, we have the Warlock. I deeply love Warlocks. They are so fun to play with and as. I feel like a Warlock would think that they're a little bit too cool to play board games. It's a little bit beneath them. It's a very, I would just say, childish way to enjoy yourself. That's not really for them. But there's a way you get to convince a Warlock to play a board game, and it's just a beautiful aesthetic. They are obsessed with beauty and dark, chic things, gothic, deeply poetic. So if you would like to make them play a party game without them knowing, you would probably say, hey, would you like to play Mysterium? And they're like, Mysterium. That seems interesting. What is the game about? And you would like just play it. They would probably like it, never admit it, but they would be obsessed with the components, with the production of the game. They would probably stare at the illustrations a little bit too much. They would be terrible at that game, of course. Also, a totally different game, a totally different mechanic. If you want them to play a game, you can show them cover of Inferno, and they would be deeply enticed by that. And if you tell them that they get to move souls from the graveyard to hell, and they can control that, they would be sold. They would be like, okay, let's play it. Let's play it. I don't think they would actually enjoy that, because they would really don't know how to play that. They would just want to control souls, and they would say like, I thought I would have got to control the souls more. But that's how you get to the heart of a Warlock. Like, insert all beautiful, dark, mysterious, but a game that they would truly enjoy playing, and it would be like their guilty secret pleasure. It would be Villainous. Really basic choice, but the idea that you get to play as a villain and you get to achieve, to fight for their goals, it would totally amaze a Warlock. They would, because they always felt like the Disney characters, the Disney villains didn't get to express themselves enough. They were misunderstood, and now it's a time to redeem themselves. Not to redeem, but yeah, to thrive once more. Even though they feel like it's childish, if they're gonna play a board game, it has to be all in. You're playing a House of Madness. Okay. The mood has to be set. The candles have to be lit. Dresses have to be worn. The makeup has to be there fully and done beautifully. And a bonus thing, another thing that I think they would like is like going to murder mystery parties. Like, I feel like, again, I could keep coming up with the things that a Warlock would like, and secretly like, of course. But I'm gonna stop here because I would love to hear your suggestions, things that I didn't think about. Because even though some classes are perceived in a very specific way, sometimes from the majority, there's also a very objective, subjective point of view based on the way you played them, the way you experience them with like other members of your party, and that will probably influence the way you also think they would like board games. I don't know if that was English, but that's okay. I'm really enjoying the series. I didn't come up with a very clear idea yet, but I would like to keep merging these two worlds together, but we'll see. But that's everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had fun imagining all these different scenarios, and maybe you're thinking about playing a board game in your campaign for some reason, and this was a way of coming up with some ideas. I don't know. But remember to always stay cozy and magical. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Literally, the sun is rising right now. Like, it's probably the best time of the day. Like when you get like that bluish light, very beautiful.